Clubs are stupid. Tried to step out and go to a club with my sister. First club I've been to in my life. Just sitting down. Music ridiculously loud. All the people look suspect.
Drink was $16 in a small cup.
This is a waste of my life. And unfortunately I can't leave until my sister and her friend wants to because I went with them and we're very far from home. Waste of my life.
Also keep comparing myself to the cute, tiny, skinny white girls.
Firstly, clubs are only tolerable if you pregame. Rookie mistake. Secondly, everyone is on their own world at the club. I know it's hard, but try and block everyone out and concentrate on the music in your friend group. You got this.
You might want to try dive bars.
I went to one that had tables outside, so me and my friends would sit at one and chat while we sipped out drinks and listens to the music playing inside. Very nice and chill, especially compared to a club. Depends on the club. I really don't enjoy EDM clubs, the crowd and the scene is not for me. But I go to many goth clubs and it's such a great experience. Most people there are introverted, so-called freaks who are very accepting of anyone and everyone. Most are sober and not rolling on lots of drugs, very flowy low-energy setting to post-punk industrial type music. If you buy a drink or two, it's more than enough to have a great time dancing with some bats in a fog-filled venue. The goth scene club life changed my mind about what clubbing can be. I did the same mistake many years ago. I never understood why someone will find it fun to be surrounded by drunken strangers and horrible loud music. At least we tried and we now know it's not for us. Look around and notice how everyone is drinking. That's also what helps to make them tolerable. Drinking makes anything fun. Can't stand clubs. So freaking obnoxious. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. There's fun for everyone. Sure, there's shady characters there, but a lot of people go there with friends and have a great time. Definitely never me. Even with friends, I never really ever enjoy my time at any club. I hate dancing, and going to a club is useless if you can't dance, so you're the guy off to the side while everyone else is doing their thing. You tried, it's all good that it's not your thing.
Just hang and chill, enjoy the overpriced drink while it's paid for, haha. Tabletop games clubs are okay. Clubs are only for getting laid, tbh.
All the people look suspect. I am sorry, but this made me laugh and it's too true. In my area, pickpocketing is a huge problem and clubs too makes me so paranoid. I hate those places. I feel you up. They are absolute hell. Extortionate drink prices too, as you said. I was in your situation just once and then learned very fast that for any event I go to I need to go on my own so I can bug out when I want to. They are meat markets. I went to one with my friend and after we walked these two guys stood right next to her sniffing her. Like dogs. They sniffed her neck, her hair, etc., their noses like 5 centimeters from her skin. And then they laughed and said, "Nice." I was furious. I was about to push them away but my friend held me back and took my hand. "Just keep walking, don't get into fights." I looked around and it was just carnage, beer spilling on dance floor. Bouncers carrying people out. A pinch up in a corner. Crap music. Extortionate prices for small bottle of water. I rarely assert myself but that night I tapped my friend on shoulder, "Let's go," and we walked out after 90 minutes of hell. Ended up at a chill dimly lit cafe, nice live band.
Enjoyed some nice food and coffee.
No more hell clubs ever for me. Don't forget all the stickiness from spilled drinks, and the smoke that will get into your clothes and hair.
Club visits are the gift that keeps on giving.
You have to be drunk beforehand to enjoy the club. It's the harsh truth, but otherwise it's lame.
AirPods Pro, my best friend.
Same here. Being at a club or a bar makes me want to claw my ears out. I hate random events with random music, but love it where the theme is already defined if I am a fan of that kind of music. Clubs are only fun as an introvert when you're mollied out with your close friends, which I don't advise. I read this like a paragraph out of a novel.
10-10 love the writing.
Oh and yeah. Regular clubs are ass. Bring in-ear headphone and stay on my phone till leave time. Bring in-ear headphone and stay on my phone till leave time. Unions are clubs and they are most certainly not stupid. The same with knitting, reading, and anti-fascist clubs. Join one today. As an introvert who worked at a club, you can tell when introverts are trying to step out of their comfort zones to do things they don't normally do at clubs. I highly recommend going to a club that isn't busy, at opening hours, and with people who will respect when you personally want to leave and not when they do, and especially won't leave you alone to go do their own thing. Do your research on the clubs too, it really does help. I don't go out all and only worked at the club for like 5 months as the door person. People always come in and ask what's it like and the vibe of the place, the busy hours and the demographics.
Really good things to know.
Introverts absolutely can have fun in clubs. With the right people. I always feel like dancing. Once I get to the club I regret it and I immediately want to go home. Only when I totally overdrinked, I can visit club in maid dress.
No other way, that was the first and last time.
Different take for what it's worth. Emo, if you're going to go to the club, then you had better fucking go to the motherfucking club. Half-assing the attempt just sitting down counts, I'm afraid just won't cut it. Not only do you need to be prepared to be swept up by the energy current of the club, but you need to surrender to its chaotic, primal, sweaty pulse. I've been to the club. Personal anecdote: I do not drink. I go on a rare occasion to satisfy an aspect of my ego. When I go I adopt the mindset that I'm about to go into the belly of the beast. I had better be Cereshell ready to dance with the devils. The rare occasion I seek out that kind of environment, it's to occupy the space inside myself that can terrify my inner demons as well as the inner demons of others, meaning, I'm more resilient, less influenced by other people's energies, projections, a skill I'm developing in daily life. The poison of comparison you mentioned can either be fueled or sent into remission. I'm at the stage where it ebbs and flows between being silenced to then being triggered to then being silenced.
I think this is maybe a sign of personal growth.
I actually learned about the value of self-love in the form of self-care from my personal social experience of going to the club. I used to judge myself as being narcissistic or shallow or fake when I'd put any kind of effort into my looks. My brain is very cruel about it. The club was actually my first experience where I embraced doing everything I need to do to feel confident in my own skin without self-judgment. Need to exercise that day to feel good? Do it. Need to use that special shower gel?
Do it.
Need to do your beard a certain way, lay your edges a certain way, put on your makeup on just so?
Do it. Need to drink a lot of water to feel sexy? Do it. Right colored underwear? Do it.
I learned that being shallow by taking time to deliberately feel sexy because I want to as an act of self-love is healthy behavior. My brain keeps forgetting, but I try remind it when it does. I love the club for this very reason. It's just another habitat. I am interested in seeing who I am, how I am in multitude of environments, subcultures. But that's my personal challenge, aspiration. It's where I am in my life right now. Before that I was perfectly content to stick to exactly what suits me.
No shame, either way.
YMV. Thought I'd share my mindset. Upvoted because clubs are stupid, full stop. That said, introvert social clubs ought to be a thing. Granted, we already have libraries, but some sort of all-hours equivalent ought to be available. Sort of like an all-night diner, but deliberately quiet and with better, i.e. ambient music. Crowded.
Loud.
Alcohol fumes.
Nope.
Never. Not in this life. Hopefully, not in any other either.
Totally agree.
Not my thing, never had been, never will be. That's okay. I used to club in my early 20s, but now I will say that clubs are overrated. Don't need to listen to loud music and jump up and down to have fun. Never go to a club sober. The only place I ever enjoyed going to was bars and clubs to try to be social.
But I had to drink a lot to enjoy it.
I developed a serious drinking problem and had to seek help. Now I'm 3 years sober and don't do anything to be social. Well, that's why it was a waste. I've done that like the first 5x I went out, except I was comparing myself to the black girls I thought were pretty online. The jig is up, people really don't look the same online as in person. Now when I do decide to go out, I'm more comfortable and confident in myself. Not because I think the women I was comparing myself to isn't up to par, but because I think we're equal, me a bit higher. Actually, the best advice. With the right music and friends, pregame is not even needed.
Just blending everyone else out and dance.
Love a dive bar. Totally different atmosphere to a club. The decor isn't pretentious. Everyone's dressed for comfort instead of looking like they're auditioning for Love Island. Very true. I used to be in clubs 3 days a week, but there would always come a "fuck this shit" in leaving point, and I'd just get up and leave, with friends wondering where it's disappeared to. Now, I'm too fucking old for clubs, don't want to be that creepy old dude in the back of the club, you know. I live by Memphis, Tennessee, so, if I want to be sociable for a few hours, I go down to Beale Street and hit the blues clubs. Live bands, good food, great drinks, and tend to be more intimate.
At least when not packed with tourists.
I feel more comfortable in the more intimate setting. They're not quite a neighborhood dive bar, but still better than a large club. Oh yeah, definitely. I also don't like regular clubs. So many wannabe chads and assholes. I only go to K-pop parties these days. Everyone is super chill and there are a lot of introverts too.
The music is also really good for dancing. Talking about the experience in Germany though.
Would try a goth or punk rock party too though. Just for the experience. Going to a K-pop party on a driving ship tonight, wish me luck. I only agreed to it after making sure I actually can leave it earlier, lol. My dumbass thought the ship would be on sea for the whole night.
Luckily only for a few hours.
Drinking makes everything fun. Until it doesn't. You probably complain about people judging you for things you like as well. Ha ha ha, my man understood the assignment. Wish that was the case regardless of social anxiety, LMAO.
Sheesh, bringing it back to my clubbing days with the boys.
They are talking about nightclubs. The table in front of me had a guy rolling like 10 blunts. That's literally all they did last night. I mean, I went to a hip-hop urban club, so it was just the women shaking their butts non-stop and then other women smacking it while they did it, lol. The one lady did it in my face, so I started smacking it too. I definitely felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. Go along to get along, I guess. Like drinking before the club too. Usually drinking at someone's place of living before going out to a clubber. That way you don't have to buy as many drinks when you go out because it can be expensive. There's a limit to everything.